you'd have to figure in a game like this where you have two highly talented teams, the breaks may decide it. You're going to have a situation where the team that turns over the ball could be in serious trouble, and also special teams have to be very important in a game like this. And that one important aspect of that is the punting game, where the Boardman punter leads the Steel Valley, averaging 44 yards a kick, and Eric Luckage is averaging about 30. So on an exchange, Boardman, at least statistically, figures to pick up about 15 yards an exchange, and that could be a very important factor.
All right, Ronnie, that's probably, the key, I think, of this football game tonight is field position, and something you mentioned there about the punting game. The fact that, both teams have extremely fine defensive teams, and probably the team that's able to contain the other team, at the beginning of the football game here, and put them in poor field position, and then, of course, gain good field position themselves is going to have, a big advantage.
The Spartans are going to start out with football. After the flip of the coin, the Falcons will be kicking off to start the game. Boardman will be receiving. So it will be up to the Fitch defense at the very outset to try and keep Boardman in the hole. Last year's game was decided really on the basis of field position. The Falcons just never were able to get out of the hole. Boardman was able to keep them bottled up all night long, and I'm sure that that's one thing the Falcons don't want to have happen here. And, Boardman taking the initial kickoff, it'll be important for the Fitch defense to do the job right away.
All right, last year, Randy, I guess you might classify that as a very boring game, I guess, from a spectator standpoint, but still from a coaching standpoint, both teams played excellent defense, and I don't know, I just don't feel that we're going to see that tonight. I think, both teams have maybe a little bit more offense tonight, especially, I think, well, of course, the key to our success tonight is how we're going to be able to throw the football. I think we've got to be able to have some success in the air if we're going to move the ball on, that big defensive line.
One thing that is extremely important. We've talked about the numbers of what they've done coming in. Both teams are relatively similar, and we've talked about the various strengths on offense and defense. But something that has to be considered is when you talk about rivalries on the high school level, there aren't many that are more intense than this. On the high school level, this is, the Fitch and Boardman version of the Ohio State-Michigan game, or, Ursuline-Money. How important is that intangible factor, the fact that these two teams and these two schools are just absolutely intense rivals and no matter what, do not want to lose to each other?
Well, Randy, the thing that, I don't know how this is going to affect our football team, but there's one individual I know that our people were keying for this week, and that individual, of course, won't be playing tonight for the Spartans, and, I don't know how this is going to affect them, but, this is, like you say, a very intense rivalry, and I think probably the communities probably get more involved in this than any other rivalry that we have, and I guess this is what makes it so exciting.
There's our little Falcon spirit, the red and blue balloons floating through the air. The senior class gave a balloon to all the Fitch fans that came through the gate, and as soon as the team came on the field, they released them. They pull out all stops for this game.
This is certainly the big one, and talking about the Fitch fans coming through the gate, if you can see on the opposite side of the stadium, that is filled with nothing but red and blue. The advanced ticket sales for the game were tremendous, and we talked last week about how important it would be for the Falcon fans to be here to support the team, and John, it looks like we've got a lot of red and blue over there, and that's important for those kids.
Especially on the road, Randy, because in most cases, if you even look at college football games or professional games, they're only allotted so many tickets. But here tonight, it seems like it's almost 50-50 here. We've got almost probably an entire section over there, their side of the field, really, filled with Fitch boosters.
A lot of fans over there. It should be an exciting game. As I understand it, this game is sold out. I'm not sure exactly what the capacity here is at Boardman Stadium, but whatever it is, they're going to reach it tonight.
It's the game of the year so far in Mahoney County. Anyone that enjoys football would surely be here this evening.
As far as these two teams go on the state level, in the Associated Press rankings that were released for the first time this week, the Falcons were ranked 15th in the state, and the Spartans were ranked 17th. The UPI didn't see it that way. Neither team were in the top 20, but they're both highly regarded programs. The Falcons have come out onto the field, and now the Spartans are making their entrance, so we'll certainly be getting underway any minute now.
Something I've been curious to see, Randy, and I would imagine it would come out this week, right? The computer rankings, what is it, after the first three weeks of the season?
Right, we'll start to get some indication of how people stack up in their respective divisions. Of course, these two teams are both in the same region of Division I. Last year, the Spartans went 9-1, but that was good enough only for 6th place in the computer rankings. And of course, you have to finish in the top 4 to make the playoffs. And a game like this is going to be very critical to both teams. You pick up a win here, and it's going to take you a long way in the rankings as far as the computer goes to make it into postseason play. The Spartans, Coach Bourne was very outspoken about that. He expects his team to be in the playoffs this year. Coach Hartman has been a lot more guarded in his optimism because of the rebuilding, but certainly both teams have legitimate chances at the playoffs. We're getting ready for the playing of our national anthem by the Boardman Spartan Marching Band. The teams will be on the field in just a minute for a kickoff. We'll set the starting lineup for the Fitch defense, which will be on the field first. The noseman is number 25, Bill Davis. The tackles are 65, Tom Buck, and 75, Bill Rowland. The outside linebackers, 23, Dan Sorego, and 86, Ron Strollo. The inside linebackers, Donnie Jones, number 31, and Chris Burnine, number 53. The quarterback is Eric Luckage, number 30. Strong safety, Ted Sorego, number 7. The defensive halfback is number 21, Mike Starry. And the free safety who leads the Steel Alley Conference in interceptions is number 9, Rich Morrow.
And probably you might want to think that we have a little bit of an edge here as far as getting rid of the butterflies, I guess, Randy. I think I'd like to start out defensively in a game like this because, you've got to handle the football on the other side. And sometimes if you have too many of those jitters or butterflies, you can come up with a turnover in a hurry.
Well, the pressure will be on number 26. That's Jeff Austin. Austin will be the tailback replacing Brad Smith on offense, and he is only a sophomore, and he will be back there to receive the kickoff. Chris Burnine will be the Falcon kicker, of course. The outside men on the kickoff team are Leo Hawkins and Rich Morrow. Fred Smith and Mike Starry also out there. Chris Burnine kicks high, floating kick. It will be back over the head of number 37. That's Scott Fenton, and it goes through the end zone, and a good kickoff by Chris Burnine, and the Spartans will start out 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
And already, Randy, we have a key situation, really, because if the defense, the Falcon defense can hold here, and we get good field position right off the bat, we could pick up some momentum real quick.
Brad Varinger is the Boardman quarterback checking into the ball game. He will have Marty Matisic, number 33, as fullback. His wingback will be number 41, Jason Marucci, a sophomore, and Jeff Austin, number 26, at tailback. Varinger going back to throw on 1st down. He has a man open, and it's complete. There's a penalty flag on the play, but that will be against Eric Luckage, and the Spartans come up with a big play on 1st down. That completion is across the 50. It will be marked at the 47 of the Falcons, a 33-yard completion from Brad Behringer on the first play of the game. The penalty is pass interference against the Falcons, and the Spartans are off and rolling.
And again, a well-executed play, Randy. The only thing, you should be a little cautious the first play or two of a football game, because some teams will come out and try and do that, try and get off a flea flicker of some sort, and there we got maybe caught with our pants down there, I guess.
They call it the 46 of the Falcons, a 34-yard completion on first down. It'll be the Spartans' ball, 1st and 10 at the Fitch 46. Behringer again back to pass. He flips it. Chris Burneye stacked that play up in the Boardman backfield. The shuffle pass went to number 26, Jeff Austin. Austin was nailed by Chris Burneye in the backfield, and the loss will be back to the 50-yard line. Loss of 4. Good play by Chris Burneye, who I believe was the defensive player of the week last week.
All right, now we see us gambling a little bit there, Randy. We're coming with a stunner deal up inside, which was the reason why I think that particular play bogged down.
2nd down, 14 yards to go for the Spartans. The ball is at midfield with the 11 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Behringer back to pass. He has a man open. It's intercepted! Number 86, Ron Strollo, the outside linebacker of the Falcons, intercepted Behringer's pass, and the Falcons come up with the first turnover of the game.
Now the jitters are going to be gone. In the game we talked about the importance of this game, and then they get a pass that long, and all of a sudden now maybe the boys will settle down.
Strollo came up with the interception. That is the 5th interception by the Falcons this season. Morrow has 3, Smith 1, and now Strollo 1. 1st and 10, the Falcons at their own 43-yard line with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Luckage hands off to Leo Hawkins. Hawkins is out across the 45-yard line. He's brought down by number 18, DJ Ogilvy of the Spartans.
I'm a little bit surprised, Randy, because most teams will come out and try and establish a running game. Boardman comes out and puts the ball up in the air the first 3 or 4 plays.
I would suppose that's dictated a lot by what they saw from Cheney doing through the air, and they thought they could exploit the secondary, but I think they paid the price right there. They got the big play, but the Fitch defense really took the momentum away from the Spartans with that interception. The gain was 3 yards by Leo Hawkins. It is 2nd and 7 Fitch at their own 46-yard line. Rich Morrow goes in motion. Handoff is inside to Donnie Jones. Jones is brought down by the Spartans at about the 49-yard line. Number 63, Joe Manzella, the tackle on the play for the Spartans. Also, the linebacker, number 36, Tony Vietz, on the play. It is 3rd down, 3 now for the Falcons at the Fitch 49-yard line. Donnie Jones checking out of the backfield. He was in at fullback. Fred Smith is in to replace him. The backfield is now Hawkins at tailback, Smith at fullback, and Rich Morrow is the wingback. Eric Luckage rolling out. He's looking for a man. He's passing Fred Smith. It's complete to the 45, down inside the Boardman 40-yard line. There's a penalty flag on the play.
That's a great throw there again, man. He had good coverage by the Boardman secondary, and Eric just kind of lofted that ball right over one of the defender's head for a nice completion to Fred.
We'll have to find out what the penalty is. They threw a flag after the play, it appeared. That completion will be good for the first down.
It looks like they're calling holding against the Falcons.
Oh, flip.
Now the Falcons should pick up the first down with the reception at about the Boardman 38-yard line, and the penalty will be assessed after that. So it will be 1st and 10 for the Falcons, but it will be 1st and a long way to go. 15-yard penalty. The ball goes back to the 49. And the line of scrimmage, let's see, they have to get to where, John? About the 27, 28-yard line to pick up the first down.
I think they have to get to another county, Randy.
Yeah, 1st and 25.
Long way.
In essence, we picked up 14 yards and lost 15. So we lost a yard in the play, but we got the first down.
Luckage, the quarterback, at his own 49. Inside handoff goes not very far there. Gain of about a yard on the play. The inside of the Boardman line made the stop number 72. No, Joe Manzella, number 63, and number 72, Ed Stackpole, the defensive tackles, made the tackle on Freddie Smith, the Falcon fullback. It was a gain of 1. The scoreboard says first and 24, but it's second and 24. The ball is right on the 50-yard line. We have 8.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. No score. The Falcons with the ball. Single setback this time. Will Hawkins is in the slot to the left. Handoff inside to Fred Smith. Smith will get short yardage again. They tried to spread the defense there, I think, John, and take it back up the middle, but Boardman was there.
Yeah, things are a little bit cluttered up inside right now. Fred's trying to bounce it outside. I was just looking back about 4 or 5 plays ago there, Randy, and when Donnie Jones ran that one particular playoff tackle. I think if Fred would have been in there on that particular occasion, we'd have had a nice gainer. Fred's a little bit quicker, a little better run than Donnie.
It is third down, 22 yards to go for the Falcons. Rich Morrow coming in motion to the left. Luckage on a straight drop back. He's under pressure. He fires over the middle, and it intercepted. Number 36 for the Boardman Spartans. Tony Veeks picked off the Eric Luckage pass, and we've had a trade of turnovers early in the ball game, and the Boardman Spartans come out with excellent field position after the Fitch turnover.
Yeah. And needless to say, that was a ball that should never have been thrown there. I think Eric got a little bit jittery there, and he started to feel a little bit of pressure around him. He should have probably tried to run with it or just eaten the ball, and he threw the ball right in the coverage.
I guess they're giving the official credit to the interception to John Burton, the inside linebacker of the Spartans. First and 10 Boardman at their own 43. Handoff up the middle, and there will be a gain of just a couple of yards. Chris Burneye and Tom Buck on the play for the Falcons. The gain was about 3 yards. Matisic, the fullback, was the ball carrier. It will be second down, and they'll call it 6 yards to go for the Spartans. The ball is at their own 47-yard line, under 7 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And up to this point, we've already seen, the strength of the two defenses up front, Randy. Both teams are really having a difficult time trying to move the football on the ground.
Handoff goes to number 41, Marucci, who is in the ball game at wingback in place of Habuti. Jason Marucci, the sophomore, carries it out to just about the 50-yard line. They'll mark at the 49.
And Mr. Behringer is going to be the guy I think we're going to have to watch for here, Randy. He's not only an excellent passer, but he does a super job of also running the football. He's got real quick feet and a real heady, smart football player.
Ken, I think you said that the Fitch coaches were most concerned about Behringer's running the ball instead of really his passing.
They really were. They don't want him running that ball because he makes a broken play into a long gain.
There's a reverse in the backfield, and it's going to be short of the first down. The handoff the play started flowing to the left, and then they handed off back to Austin coming to the right, and he should be about a yard short. Well, they're going to measure. It looks like Donnie Jones made the play for the Falcons. They're taking a look at it, and the officials are going to bring the chains across the field to measure. It looks like he's about a half yard short.
About 6 or 8 inches, Randy. I'm looking right down the football right now.
When the Boardman runner took the handoff to come around the reverse, he saw this big 65 Tom Buck standing in front of him, and he cut back inside.
It is 4th and inches. John, you're the old coach on the staff here. You going to go?
Really, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd have to punt the football, Randy. But, of course, from what I see here right now, it's like Coach Boren's going to send in a play, and they're going to go for it.
The line of scrimmage is the Fitch 46-yard line. It's just a little bit short of the 46. As a matter of fact, the Spartans have to cross the 46 to pick up the first down. They'll need just a surge of about a foot to make it.
This is a tough decision for a defensive coordinator also, whether to blast in with the linebackers and possibility of a man breaking through the line, going for a long gain.
The clock starts with 5:47 to go. Quarterback sneak, Brad Behringer, straight across, and he's got the first down. Good surge by the front of the Boardman line.
They went on a quick count, Randy, and really didn't give us much of an opportunity to get all geared up in there.
Gain of 2 on the play. They were a little short of the 46, and they are at just inside the 45-yard line.
We marked it at the 48. 43 to start.
First and 10 Boardman. Less than 5.5 to go in the first quarter. They have a first and 10 at the Fitch 45-yard line following the turnover. The handoff goes to the right, and the ball carrier will be short of the 40-yard line. Pick up about 4 yards on the play. The ball carrier was the tailback, Jeff Austin. Austin picks up just about 5 on the play. Donnie Jones and Chris Burneye combined to make the stop for the Falcons. Checking into the ball game for Fitch is number 60, John Dorenzo. And outside linebacker, he checks in for Dan Sorego, who goes out. 2nd and 5, Boardman at the Fitch 40. Handoff again goes to Austin. Austin's cut down after he crosses the Fitch 40-yard line. He will gain about 2 yards on the play. Number 25, Bill Davis, makes the stop for the Falcons.
And look for Boardman again to run a play similar to what they ran 2 plays ago, Randy, their bread and butter. They'd like to give the ball to one of those wingbacks coming in motion and try and take the ball off tackle on you. This is usually where they pick up a lot of their big yardage.
Murchie comes out of the ball game. He now has Mattisik as his fullback, Austin, and Berger is back to pass. He's under a little pressure. He fires, and it is incomplete, knocked out of his hands. Number 37 was the intended receiver, Scott Fenton.
Ted Sorego did an excellent job on that, Randy. He waited. They both waited for the ball, and when he realized that he wasn't going to get the ball, he knocked the ball out of the hands of the receiver.
Good play by the Falcons on the 3rd down situation, and Boardman is in punt formation. Mike Starry is dropping back for the Falcons. Number 7, Todd Jones, is the punter for the Spartans. The line of scrimmage is the 39. He punches the ball downfield, and the Boardman Spartans are going to down it inside the Fitch 5-yard line. Great punt by Todd Jones, and the Falcons are going to have their backs up against their own goal line.
I think his reputation helped him on that. Our receivers decided that the ball was going to go in the end zone because it was too close, and they just let it go, and all of a sudden it just died right there on the 5-yard line.
Well, now the pressure, just like last year in that game, is on the Fitch offense to try and dig itself out of a hole. The Spartans have pinned the Falcons back at their own 3-yard line. It is 1st and 10 Falcons, 3:45 left to go in the first quarter, no score. The handoff goes to Fred Smith. He's trying to take it around the right side. And I'm blocked out by the partition here. Gain of about 6 yards on it. A pretty good gain on 1st down from your own 3.
Yeah, we got an excellent surge from the people up front that time, Randy. He just kind of
It was an excellent drop by Leo Hawkins. Leo was spread out to the right, and he followed Leo, and Leo did a nice job of blocking.
John, the Falcons went unbalanced there and overloaded the right side of the line of scrimmage and got him 7 yards. That was a pretty good play.
Probably the element of surprise, Randy. I know Boardman is probably prepared for that, but probably not in that particular situation.
2nd and 3, Falcons. The ball is at the 10. Handoff goes to Leo Hawkins. He cuts it over the middle. He's got running room out across the 25-yard line. And Leo Hawkins takes it from his own 10 to the 28, 18-yard gain. 1st and 10 Falcons. Leo just exploded after he got out to the middle there.
It's terrible to sit there and say something bad about such a super run. It's too bad Leo didn't stay to his left, but he went right into the block, not seeing that the man was just standing behind our defender. But an excellent run.
18-yard gain. 1st and 10 Falcons. The ball is at their own 28-yard line. 2:30 left to go in the first quarter. Handoff inside to Fred Smith. Smith takes it out across the 30-yard line. He's up close to the 35. Set the Fitch offensive line for you. The center is number 51, Joe Carson. The guards are Chris Burneye, 53, and 65, Tom Buck. The offensive tackles are number 75, Bill Rowland, and number 77, Damian Billock. And the line did a pretty good job there. Good surge up the middle for 6 yards. It is 2nd and 4 for the Falcons. The ball is at their own 34-yard line. Handoff to Hawkins. Hawkins is drilled as he hits the 35. Number 37, Scott Fenton, came up from the secondary to help make the play for the Spartans. And we see the Falcons already, Randy, and Ken got running a
varied assortment of plays. You know, running a couple traps, we ran sweeps, we ran, you know, some power type stuff off tackle, and yeah, we're doing a pretty decent job up front there.
3rd and 2, Fitch, ball at their own 36-yard line. Steve Iacobucci is the split end. He goes in motion one way. McMahon goes in motion the other way from the tight end slot. Long count, handoff goes to Hawkins around the right. He's across the 40-yard line. Good enough for the Falcon, first down. Number 35 made the play for Boardman. That is Dave Ift from the defensive secondary again coming up to make the play.
And we see a little bit of confusion, and I think this is the purpose of it. If you're watching closely here, you know, they were flopping our tight end. And really, at Boardman, I think their monster probably is going to the strength of the offense, and that time you see him kind of getting a pickle there. He was in the middle of the field and didn't know where to go, and I think that's probably causing some problems for the Spartans right now.
1st and 10 Falcons, ball at the 42. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Eric Lucky just going to be drilled back at the 41-yard line. Luckage just couldn't get on track there, and the Boardman Spartans sacked the quarterback. Actually, looked like a straight run, and there's a loss of 2 yards on the play.
We had some people open, too. We just had a little bit more time, but it didn't look like the timing was there on that play. You know, Eric come out and wasn't sure whether he was going to run or throw, and Rich Morrow down here about the 35-yard line was wide open if he'd had a little bit more time.
Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12 for the Falcons. The ball's at the 41. This should be the last play of the first quarter. Rich Morrow goes in motion from the wingback spot. Leo is split to the right. 3 receivers to that side. Luckage fires. He has Leo Hawkins, but Hawkins falls down when he makes the reception. Eric Luckage looks like he's having trouble getting away from this, you know, coming away from the center. He's sort of tripped a couple of times now.
It's different for us, something we started last week, the quarterback going straight back rather than the run and shoot. And it does look as if he's still tentative. He goes back and he's waiting for that big rush, but our linemen are doing a good job, and they're picking up the man coming through. Unfortunately, he's throwing off balance, and at that point, he overthrew Leo. Leo ran and with one hand brought it in, but unfortunately lost his feet. We are showing them all kind of different offenses. We're trying to neutralize that bigger line by trying to confuse them.
It will be 3rd down, 11 yards to go for the Falcons. The ball will be at their own 42 as we start the second quarter of the play. We have played through 1, and it is a 0-0 tie at this point. The Falcon drive started at their own 3-yard line after an outstanding punt by Boardman's punter, Todd Jones. They've taken the ball from the 3 and they have moved it out to their 42, but they have a 3rd and long situation. And John, in a position like this, it pretty much dictates the kind of play you have to call, and that plays into the defensive advantage here.
Right, Johnny, and it's, you know, we've continually brought this point out, the fact that we're not a passing team, and yeah, we know that. I think we commented several times on this. I know you did last week, the fact that, you know, we weren't throwing the ball a little bit more than we normally do, and probably, you know, looking ahead to this football game. And, you know, Eric still, you know, did not get much playing time last year, and of course the first 2 ball games we didn't throw too often, so, you know, he's going to be a little bit rusty probably here in the early part of the game.
He will have 4 receivers out this time. He drops straight back. He's looking, fires over the middle, and it's tipped and almost intercepted, and then just over the hands of Ted Sorego. Number 35 for the Spartans, Dave Ift, tipped the ball, and it was just tipped high enough that Ted Sorego couldn't come down with it. So it will be 4th down. Eric Luckage will be the Falcon punter. The quarterback also punts, and Boardman will send number 26, Jeff Austin, back to receive the punt, and he'll set up at about his own 22-yard line.
Eric doesn't throw an overhand pass, but he seems to be throwing much more sidearm than he usually does.
Luckage, the line of scrimmage is the 42-yard line. He gets off a floating kick. It's taken by Austin at the 25. He's out across the 30. Up puts a fumble, and it looks like he was able to recover his own fumble. He was hit, and well, the officials are sorting it out. Boardman's pointing one way, Fitch the other way, and it's Boardman's ball. Boardman got a break there. Ted Sorego made the hit and caused the fumble from Austin, but Austin recovered his own fumble, and the Spartans will have good field position again. It will be 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
You talk about the lucky bounce again. The ball hit the ground, and instead of going forward, came backwards, and he landed right on top of it to recover the fumble.
1st and 10, Boardman. We have 11 and a half left to go in the first half. No score at this point. Brad Behringer, the Boardman quarterback. Hands off inside, and the on the play. And it looks like Boardman came up with it again. Yes, they're going to say it's Boardman's ball. That's twice in a row the Spartans have cocked it up only to get it back. Good hit on the play by the front line of the Falcons, and it is a gain of 3. It will be 2nd and 7.
The gain was 1 yard, and then the fumble gave them another 3 yards there.
This one takes some crazy bounces, Randy. That round one usually bounces pretty true, but they're old football. You never know where it's going to go, and give Boardman credit for being alert. You know, they were able to pounce on that loose ball.
Handoff up the middle. The Boardman ball carrier, Marucci, is across the 40-yard line. It will be 3rd and about 4 yards to go for the Spartans. Now, check that. Number 33 was the ball carrier. That is Marty Matisic. Matisic is the Spartan fullback. He gained 3 on the play.
Puzzle was help, Randy and Ken. You know, they come out throwing, and the first 4 or 5 plays of the ball game, I don't think we've seen a pass then.
Well, I think, you know, the old Woody Hayes philosophy is settling in. On a forward pass, 2 out of 3 things that happen are bad, and we've seen that already. 2 interceptions in this game, 1 penalty following a pass. Behringer is back to pass, and he's under pressure. He's rolling out to his right, trying to get away from Sorego. He gets by Sorego, and he's going to be dropped back of the line of scrimmage. Excellent pursuit by the Falcons. Ted Sorego finally brought him down, and he had help out there, I think, from Dan Sorego and maybe Chris Bernai. Good pursuit by the Falcons.
Let's give credit to that secondary. They were on their men that time.
Loss of 1. The sack on the play goes to the Falcons, and Boardman will have to punt. Todd Jones again. This time he'll try and get a little deeper. He gets a nice high floating kick. Leo Hawkins back at his 15-yard line. Across the 20, and an outstanding punt. The line of scrimmage was the 40. And that was about a, 45-yard punt.
We had an attempt to block the punt on that. When Leo caught that ball, he was all alone back there with all the maroon shirts staring him in the face.
You certainly pay the price when you go for the block. That leaves the running back all alone out there. Leo got a little bit of a return, not much, about 7 yards. It will be 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Once again, they start deep in their own territory. It is their own 22-yard line for this drive. Once again, the Falcons are moving their tight end to the opposite side of the line of scrimmage. Handoff this time goes to Hawkins. Hawkins to the outside. He's got running room across the 35, 40, 50-yard line. He's still on his feet. 40, 35, 30. If he can outrun the last man, it's a touchdown. Touchdown, Falcons.
Again, not that Leo didn't make a great run, but they got him in the secondary, and Boardman just didn't have anybody to catch him. Who was the guy who threw the last block there, Randy? I was watching Leo, and I hope we can pick up that because he did a nice job because he didn't clip the last defender.
I think it was the split end, Steve Iacobucci, but that's strictly, it could have also been Teddy Sorego. I'm not sure which one did it, but that run went, how far was that, Ken?
78 yards from the 22 all the way into the end zone.
Well, the Falcons break the big play against that tough Spartan defense, and the Falcons take a 6-0 lead. Chris Bernai in to attempt the point.
Why are you guys laughing? What am I missing out on here?
The kick is good. 7-0 Falcons. 9 minutes left, 8 minutes 59 seconds left to go in the first half, and the Falcons take first blood.
And Leo did something that, I've been commenting on anyway the first few ball games about Randy, the fact that he did put his nose at the goal line. He made one nice little move there to get to the outside, but he didn't even hesitate, and he just right up the sideline, and of course did a nice job of running with the football.
That's the kind of excitement, that everyone anticipates out of Leo, and we certainly got it on that play. And Ken, I want to compliment you. That was just an outstanding statistical job on that play.
I can't tell a lie. Randy told me it was 78 yards, and he turned back. I'm really enjoying the game, Randy. I want you to know that. I really am.
John, when I used to do statistics, did
very accurate,
ask Ken to do them for me?
You were very accurate, too, Randy.
7-0 Falcons. 1 second less than 9 left to go in the first half. Chris Burneye in to kick off for the Falcons. Austin deep to return for the Spartans. Burneye's kick is taken at the 3-yard line. Austin is the carrier, and he's out across the 30-yard line. He almost broke that. Good return by Jeff Austin. Donnie Jones and John Dorenzo make the tackle for the Falcons, and it will be right at the 30-yard line.
And that probably was one of the poorer jobs we've done on a special teams, Randy. And Ken, if you noticed that everybody got cluttered up in the middle of the field and we didn't stay in our lanes, and that's when you have problems, boy. If you create some natural seams or lanes for those running backs coming up there to the football, you're going to have some problems, and fortunately somebody made almost a touchdown-saving tackle there.
I think Donnie Jones made the save for the Falcons. At any rate, it's 1st and 10 Boardman at their own 30. Behringer back to pass on 1st down. He fires, he's got his man, and it's complete, and he's still on his feet. Jeff Austin finally driven out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. There is a flag on the play. 1st down, Boardman is signaled, but the officials are going to commiserate.
And Eric Lucky's got caught in the middle there, Randy. If you notice, he didn't know whether to wait and hit the receiver or play the football. As it turned out, he was in limbo, and
this one's going to cost the Falcons some more. It's going to be a personal foul against Fitch, and that will tack 15 on to the end of the play. The 1st down was good out to the 42. It was a 43. It was a 13-yard completion, and they will take it all the way down to the 42 of the Falcons. 15 more, and the Spartans are in business.
Those are some things that we cannot afford. We had 2 mistakes on that play. Eric Luckage at the time went for the ball instead of the receiver, and then the little extracurricular activities on the sideline when the ball carrier was already out of bounds.
1st and 10 Boardman at the Fitch 42. Handoff inside running room number 42, Kevin Nashbar.
You like your kids to play with intensity, but see, this, you reach a point there where, they've got to play under control, and we obviously weren't in that situation.
John, we saw in the first ball game of the year that Coach Hartman said, he likes aggressiveness, but one of our problems, we were a little overly aggressive and lacked a little discipline on defense, and I think the last couple of plays we've seen that problem resurface again because of the excitement of Leo's, touchdown run.
Right, and of course, it's up to this point, it's been costly. We hope it's not...
The gain was 6. The ball carrier is number 41 for the Spartans. Jason Marucci, the sophomore, out of the wingback slot, and he will be close to a 1st down. Donnie Jones made the tackle for the Falcons. Also in the ball game for Fitch right now is Dave Cooper. Cooper was the defensive lineman of the week last week, and he is in at defensive tackle right now. The gain was 4 more, and it's 3rd and 2.
Once again, when he was hit, the ball fumbled in his hands. He got it back before he hit the ground. But the Falcons are hitting very, very, very hard. And with a little bit more experience...
Handoff went inside, but flags flew everywhere, and it looked like the Spartans were offsides. We'll have to see what the officials say.
And this is what we need, I think, right now, Randy, is a little bit of a break, because right now Boardman's kind of taking it to us up front there, and it got us back on our heels, so we better...
well, that will take away the short gain on the play. It will move the Spartans back 5 yards for illegal procedure, and instead of 3rd and short, you now have 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 7. The ball is at the Fitch, between the 38 and 39-yard line. Important play for the Boardman Spartans.
And we're also in a race with the clock here. We're down to, less than 7 minutes, so we got to hang tough here.
Behringer back to pass. He's got the shovel pass, number 26. Jeff Austin, there's a fumble on the play, and they're going to call it down again. The Spartans, I'll tell you what, they are dodging bullet after bullet handling that football. They don't come up with the 1st down, but again, it's going to be 4th and short. Last time we saw them go for it and make it on the quarterback sneak, and they're deep in Fitch territory, so you figure the Spartans will probably go.
Aren't you going to ask me now, Randy, what I would do in this situation?
Well, they signaled timeout, and I didn't want to put you on the spot, really.
Because John's down on the 28-yard line. It's 4th and 1 now. This makes it a little bit easier.
Okay, John, what are you going to do here?
I don't know. Again, a very crucial situation. Of course, now it will be interesting to see what the Spartans do, Randy, because they do not have, their best running back in the football game. So this probably puts a little bit of pressure on their coaching staff as to what kind of play they might want to call.
I want to tell the fans a little bit about the confusion that's up in this press box. There are quite a few people. It's a wide open press box. We have 2 people announcing the games on radio. We have our coaches in front of us who are spotting the game and calling the plays for us. The stat men are in front of us yelling back and forth. It's a very interesting and exciting situation at this point.
Well, I have a feeling before this game is over, you're going to hear a lot of things over this broadcast you might not normally hear. I hope the FCC is understanding about the situation here. The Spartans come to line. Bill Bourne has set his team with the play that he wants to run. It is 4th down and 2 yards to go for the Boardman Spartans.
I'm gonna take a guess and say that Mr. Behringer is going to end up with the football.
Well, he's going to get it first at any rate. Hand off, and he's rolling, and he's got the first down across the 30. And you were right, John. He faked the pass, rolled out to his left, carried it inside the Fitch 30, and it is 1st and 10. Boardman, the drive is still alive.
I got a nice block on the corner here on the right side, Randy. Boardman people up front there just gave Mr. Behringer a lot of running room there.
The carry by Behringer was good for about 6 yards. It is 1st and 10. Boardman at the Fitch 28-yard line. 6 minutes, 13 seconds left to go. The Falcons lead. Behringer again back to pass, looking deep, firing, and he's got his receiver. Oh, they give it. Oh, geez.
I don't believe that at all. The ball was dropped before he went out of bounds. They're saying that he went out of bounds, then dropped it. But the ball landed back in bounds, and we covered it, and they gave it back to Boardman.
Well, that is 4 times the Spartans have put the ball on the field, and it's 4 times they've gotten it back, and I guarantee you they continue that, and they will eventually pay the price. They can't stay that lucky all night. It is 1st and 10 Boardman at the Fitch 19-yard line, and I just don't understand the officials' call.
I don't either, Randy, because we ended up on the football, and
well, apparently they ruled he was out of bounds before he fumbled, but the ball was in bounds and he was out, and I'm not sure how he did that. It's a neat trick if you can get away with it. 2nd and 1, Spartans, ball to 19. Behringer again rolling out, and he's almost dropped in the backfield by Chris Bernai. John Dorenzo and number 30, Eric Luckage, finally bring him down. He was tripped up in the backfield by Bernai, and it's a loss of maybe a few feet. It's still going to be about 3rd and 1. I guess they'll mark it a loss of a yard. It's back at the 20-yard line. Cooper was also there on the play for the Falcons. Important play here. It is 3rd down and 2. The scoreboard finally gets 3rd down up there. Behringer, they look like they moved early again. It looked like the guard on the right side for the Spartans jumped a little bit ahead of the count, and it's illegal procedure against the Spartans again.
This looks like this is probably part of Boardman's game plan because they are going a lot on the quick count and probably, did spend a lot of time trying to time that up during the week, but it has cost them twice here or in the early part of the football game.
Boardman has been making lots of mistakes, but so far they haven't hurt them. They fumbled the ball 4 times, haven't lost it yet. That's their 2nd crucial penalty on 3rd and 7. Last time they converted, it once again will be a crucial play. It's 3rd and 7 at the Fitch 25-yard line. Behringer, straight drop back. Looks like he's going to throw the screen. He's got his receiver. He drops it. Jeff Austin had 2 blockers out in front of him, and he couldn't hold on to the pass from Behringer, and it will be 4th and 7 for the Spartans.
And Jeff is in kind of a tough situation there tonight, right? He's only a sophomore and probably hasn't played a whole lot. I doubt whether he's played too much this year. I know he hasn't played up to this point, and probably has the jitters.
I'm impressed with the foot speed of Behringer. He went back quickly and backwards and stood there and set himself and then passed that ball.
He had a great drop. The Falcons couldn't put pressure on him, but they didn't complete the pass. It's 4th and 7 now for the Spartans. Behringer again, straight drop back, looking over the middle, firing long. Incomplete. The pass was intended to number 87. That's Lonnie Druhard of the Spartans, and it's incomplete, and the Falcons take over on downs.
And we have decent coverage, but the only thing concerning me now, Randy and Ken, is the fact that, he's getting too much time to throw the football, and, the guy that's as accurate as he is, and, the type of athlete he is, this could come back to haunt us later on here in the football game.
Well, Coach Hartman said that they were going to work all week long on trying to put pressure on the quarterback, but Behringer's speed has just been the problem for the Fitch defensive line. So far, it hasn't cost us any points, but you're right, it's certainly scary watching him operate back there. We have 5 minutes, 16 seconds left to go in the first half. Fitch leading 7-0, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And handoff comes up the middle to Freddie Smith. Smith is stopped after a gain of about 2 yards. Number 32, John Burton, the outstanding inside linebacker of the Spartans, led the charge for the Boardman defense.
And we're down to about 5 minutes, and what obviously we need here is a sustained drive and pick up at least probably 2 1st and 10s and go into the locker room with a nice 7-0 lead at halftime.
Incidentally, 7 is the most points anyone has scored on the Spartans this year. Handoff to Fred Smith again. Smith tries to take it to the outside, but he couldn't get it. It looked like he had a seam to the inside, but instead he just went with the rush to the outside, and there will be no gain on the play. It's 3rd and about 8.
That's good observation, Randy. If he'd have just curled it back towards us here, towards our side of the field there, I think Fred's still running with the football, but a lot easier up here.
3rd, they call it 7. The ball is at the 28-yard line of the Falcons. Right around 4:10 left to go in the first half. Luckage, long count. He's dropping back to pass. He's under pressure, and he's going to be snowed under. DJ Ogilvie came flying in from the defensive end spot, untouched, and buried Eric Luckage.
Probably not one of the strengths of our football team, and it's really causing us problems up to this point. We're not having much success in the air.
That's the 5th sack for Ogilvie. 2 this game and 3 in the previous 3 games.
Ogilvie really flew in. He's got good speed coming in from out there, and that could be a big problem. Boardman once again figures to get excellent field position here, and they'll have time on the clock. The line of scrimmage is, well, they say the 0. I'm not sure. 20-yard line. The ball bounces at the 50, and it's getting an excellent roll for Luckage. It rolls inside the Boardman 35-yard line, and that's where it will be down. And a good punt, nice roll, and the Falcons don't come out of that as bad as you might have thought they would, considering their field position.
Again, you see another situation. We did it on the one punt by the Spartans, and of course they returned the favor here. You got to get those deep people to come up and catch the football, guys, because actually we gained about 20 yards on that punt that we should have had, and really wasn't a hard ball to handle. If we'd have come up and fair caught that ball, they'd probably had the ball somewhere around maybe the 40, 45-yard line in our territory.
That was a 45-yard punt by Eric Luckage. The Boardman Spartans have just about 3 minutes to operate with. They have to go 65 yards to hit pay dirt. Handoff comes inside, and the fullback, well, let's see, that's Kevin Nashbar is the ball carrier. Excellent gain on 1st down. He snuck through there. It looked like he just ran by without people realizing where he was.
Yeah, they had was kind of a quick hitter, ran. They got him in the secondary in a hurry, and again we see the Spartans kind of taking control of things up front here, and that's not a real good sign.
13 yards on 1st down. 2 minutes, 48 seconds left to go. Falcons up by 7, but the Spartans driving with the ball at their own 48-yard line. Behringer with a man in motion, and he's rolling that direction. He reverses it. He's looking deep. He's got a receiver, but it's intercepted. Rich Morrow, number 4 on the season for the Falcon free safety. It looked like G.J. Ogilvie had a couple of steps. Morrow made a great move on the ball from the free safety spot, John.
That's how you play that position. You sit back and you sit back, and you get a good athlete with some quickness, and the ball had to be hung up there in the air about 30, 35 yards, and sometimes sitting back here it looks like the guy is wide open, but yet there's still plenty of time for that defensive back to recover and make up that distance, and that's exactly what Rich did there.
I don't know if it means anything, but Brad Behringer got up rather slowly, came out to the sideline holding his leg.
2:20 left to go in the first half. Falcons up 7-0. They have the ball at their own 25-yard line. Handoff goes to Leo Hawkins. Hawkins goes up in the air across the 25, but he'll only get a couple of yards.
I think it means a lot, Ken, that Mr. Behringer doesn't play. I think that would be more devastating, really, than not having Smith in there, because he still is probably maybe the best athlete to have on the field right now.
He's standing on the sidelines. They aren't working on him, so I assume he just sort of took a lump and probably wasn't really excited to get back to the bench after he threw the interception anyhow. He looks like his ego is bruised more than his body. Handoff once again goes to Hawkins. Hawkins is across the 30-yard line. He will be out close to the first down at about the 33, 34-yard line. 1:33 left to go, and they stopped the clock. I didn't see whether anyone called timeout. Let's see. They're going to signal it, and it's an official timeout. They're going to measure. The Falcons have all 3 of their timeouts remaining, and the Boardman Spartans have used 1.
And there you see the Falcons front line getting a little bit of movement. You know, we were just commenting about how Boardman took control of things, but again, you know, this is what happens when you have turnovers. See, that old Mr. Mo just changes in a hurry, and that's exactly what has happened here.
That is the second time the Spartans have turned the ball over to the Falcons via the air. That's our second interception. The Falcons have turned it over once on an interception off an Eric Luckage pass. So far, the turnovers have not figured in the scoring, but the Falcons have a chance here. It will be third down, about less than a yard to go for the Falcons. The scoreboard says 3rd and 9. I don't think that's okay. 3rd and 1. Ball's at the 34-yard line. 1:33 to go. Rich Turner is in the ball game now. It's split end for the Falcons. They have 2 men in the backfield. That again is Leo Hawkins and Freddie Smith. Eric Luckage, the quarterback. Rich Morrow, the wingback. Luckage on the keeper, and he's going to be out across the 35-yard line, and he should have the first down. They stopped the clock to move the chains on the first down. Luckage picked up 1, and they have an injured Falcon on the field. I haven't been able to see who it is yet, but someone is down.
I don't see Fred Smith right now, Randy.
Freddie is the Falcon fullback. He took the fake to the inside, and one of the Spartans may not have taken the fake and just really blasted him, but that's a very important man, and Donnie Jones is checking in the ball game, and of course Donnie alternates at the fullback spot, but Freddie Smith is an important cog in making that offense go, because when the opposition starts ganging up on Leo, they can go to Freddie inside, and that's important to keep Leo open.
There's no question about it, Randy. He's up again, and he looks like he just got popped pretty good in the stomach, and
sometimes you have a chance, you probably as a running back, to relax a little bit in that situation, because you know the ball is being faked to you, and of course I think Boardman was expecting something inside, and poor old Fred, he probably won't do that again.
No, he certainly paid the price. I think he had the wind knocked out of him. The clock is running. 1:09 left to go. 1st and 10 Fitch at their own 35-yard line. Luckage looking back. He dumps the ball out to Donnie Jones, and Donnie can't hang on to it. He was looking right into the face of a Spartan, though. Tony Veets, the inside linebacker, probably would have tattooed that football right on Donnie Jones' number. We have exactly 1 minute left to go in the first half. The incomplete pass stops the clock.
We are seeing some things that we are not used to seeing. You know, the Falcons, you know, with only a minute left, you would think maybe would kind of maybe stick to the ground and, you know, try and run the clock out, but maybe they feel they can put another, you know, get another score here.
Well, we've seen the impact of the big play, Leo's 78-yard touchdown run. I'm sure the Falcons would like to break one off again. Handoff goes inside, and it is out to just about the 40-yard line. Donnie Jones, the fullback, is the ball carrier. He'll gain about 4 yards. They'll mark it at just short of the 40-yard line. Ogilvie made the stop for the Spartans. Fitch will take timeout with 50 seconds left to go. You know, we're not noted for the passing game, obviously, but, you know, with 50 seconds left to go, 3rd and 6, do you try and hang one up long and see if you can get something deep, and then if you have to punt, knowing Boardman won't have much time, or do you keep it on the ground, just try and run the clock out here?
Well, this is my own personal feeling, Randy. Because we do not throw the ball that well, I would not risk, you know, a turnover here. You know, I mean, you know, Luckage is not throwing the ball real well up to this point. You know, Eric is not having a real good night throwing the football, and I don't think I would jeopardize, you know, a turnover right here. Now the ball's batted up in the air. You know, you know, a lot of different crazy things could happen, as old Woody always says, and I think I'd be happy with the 7-0 lead at halftime.
Well, I'm sure that's what was being discussed with the timeout there. Eric Luckage is talking to Coach Hartman about what the Falcons' strategy is going to be here. They have 2 timeouts remaining, so if they pick up the first down, I'm sure they'll stop the clock. If they don't get the first down on this play, you would expect them just to let the clock run. Boardman has 2 timeouts left.
And as we've said right along, you know, I know I do, and I'm sure, you know, you and Ken have complete confidence in the coaching staff. They know what they're doing, and they're probably, if they do throw the ball, going to throw something that's not too risky.
Once again, they shift the tight end over. Handoff goes to Leo Hawkins to the tight end side. Hawkins is going to have the first down, trying to get out of bounds. He's going down the sidelines, finally pushed out of bounds, and the gain will be into Boardman territory. They will stop the clock with the out-of-bounds play, and they'll move the chains up. The gain is out to the Boardman 46-yard line. That is a gain of 14 yards on the play.
They've been pulling the guards and having a big wall in front of them. There were very few maroon jerseys in front. They sort of passed up one of them, but Leo was smart enough to realize that he had to get out of bounds to stop that clock.
First and 10 Fitch. Boardman 46, 42 seconds left to go in the first half. Pass is complete to Leo Hawkins. He's at the 40-yard line, and he's drilled right there. They're going to say he stayed in bounds, so they're now stopping the clock. They marked the ball at his forward progress was the 40-yard line, and the Falcons will take their second timeout. And now, John, we've got the situation where we are in Boardman territory, and we've got 2 timeouts left, and it's certainly worthwhile taking a chance at this point.
And something that, we noticed here, when they were warming up, Chris Burney was nailing them pretty consistently from the 40-yard line, so we can just, we got 33 seconds here. If we can get the ball, another 15, 20 yards closer to the goal line there, we can even start thinking field goal, Randy, and maybe that's what the coaching staff has on their mind now.
Well, in a game like this, field goals can be important. Of course, last year, the game was decided by a Boardman field goal, and so I'm sure if Coach Hartman can get down within any kind of reasonable range with any time left, he'll certainly give Chris Burney the opportunity.
And it doesn't look like right now the wind would be a factor. I don't know, just looking up here at the flag, which is to our left, it looks like it's pretty still, so...
It's turned out to be a beautiful night. There was a big threat of rain, and we were worried about what it was going to be like, but the field is in good condition, and there has been no rain tonight, so it's been outstanding playing conditions, as you mentioned. The weather and the wind shouldn't be a factor on a field goal attempt. The Falcons have 2nd and 5.
I would believe at this point we're going to need 15 or 20 more yards, though, before you'll think about it. At this point, it would be a rather long field goal.
Okay, it is 2nd and 5 Fitch at the Boardman, just outside the Boardman 40-yard line. 33 seconds left to go. Falcons have 1 timeout remaining. Luckage with the long count, dropping straight back, and he falls.
I'm sure that is going to change some thinking real quick here, Randy.
Well, Boardman will get credit for a sack on that, but that was more the Boardman turf, I guess, that should get credit for that sack. Eric just hasn't been able to get real smooth coming out from center tonight. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but...
No, he hasn't looked real confident back there, I guess you might say, Randy. Throwing the ball, he's not real smooth. He's kind of herky-jerky, like he wants to get rid of it probably a little bit sooner than what, the coaches would like him to. And, of course, at times they have put some pressure on him, but there have been several occasions where they haven't had that much pressure, and, Eric still was showing a little bit of the jitters, I guess.
In Eric's defense, once again, our offense always had that run-and-shoot situation, and just last week we put in the straight-back passing, and it just seems that he is not comfortable with it yet. He's just not comfortable.
I'm sure, part of the philosophy there is you sprint back as fast as you can, set up and pass, and it seems that Eric's just sort of spinning out, and it's not, that the ground may be a bit slick. We did have rain all day yesterday and last night, and he just hasn't been able to get his footing coming out of there, and as you said, it is sort of an unfamiliar situation for them. The Falcons take their last time out. The loss on the play was back to the 48-yard line of the Spartans, and the scoreboard has 3rd and 5 at the 40. It's close. That's, I would have almost thought that you were running the clock. Okay, they're changing it now. 3rd and 14. No timeouts remaining. 12 seconds left on the clock. Time for 1, maybe 2 plays. Eric rolling out, and he will fire deep, and Teddy Sorrego got it at the 15-yard line, and the clock stops with 5 seconds to go. They have to get down there and throw the ball out of bounds to try and stop the clock. It will start as soon as the chains are set. If Luckage can throw it out of bounds, they'll have time to try the field goal. 3, 2-1, and the pass into the end zone with no time remaining is incomplete. The Falcons had a chance, but they didn't have any timeouts remaining, and they are turned away by the clock. But at the end of the first half, the score is Austintown Fitch 7 and the Boardman Spartans nothing. John, that was a real thrill being able to complete that long one. We almost had time to get that playoff.
Yeah, that was, again, Eric did a nice job there going back and setting up. And what he did there that he hasn't been doing, he stepped up a little bit into the pocket and let the defenders go around him and threw a nice pass.
Well, that was, if nothing else,
to get ready for the kickoff in the second half. The Falcons enjoy a 7-0 lead here at the half. And Ken, you have the story as far as what transpired in the first half so far.
First half, rushing at 50 for a total of 107. The Fitch Falcons had 56 yards passing and 143 yards rushing for a total of 199 yards. Of course, most of that, once again, it's the Boardman Spartans with 57 yards passing and 50 yards running for 107 yards. The Fitch Falcons with 56 yards passing and 143 yards rushing for 199 yards. And most of that 143 yards came from 78 yards from Leo Hawkins in his touchdown run. Leo in the first half has 131 yards in 8 carries for a fantastic 16.5 yard average per carry.
you know, one of the stories in the first half, we had 2 turnovers. The Spartans were intercepted twice, the Falcons once, but neither of those turnovers ended up in points being scored. All the Falcons were denied only by the clock after the second turnover. They drove down to about the Boardman 5, but they ran out of time. So turnovers weren't that crucial, and it was the big play to Leo Hawkins that is the story so far. 7-0 as we are ready to get underway. And here comes the kickoff from Boardman to Fitch to start the second half. Hawkins takes the ball about his own 7 or 8 yard line. He's out across the 25, and he will be up just over the 30-yard line. And that is where the Falcons will start 1st and 10 in the second half. Leo Hawkins, the return, 8 out to the 32. That is a 24-yard return for Leo Hawkins to start the second half.
They almost timed that one up quite well, Randy, because Leo was only about 2 steps from getting there, you know, just at the right opportune time. And if he'd have got there a little bit sooner, he could have broke it and probably still been on his feet.
The Falcons had pretty good success running in the first half, and that will certainly be key here in the second. Handoff goes inside to Fred Smith. Smith is out close to the 35-yard line. Gain of just about 4 yards on the play.
It's nice to see Freddie in there.
Smith went out just briefly in the second quarter. He was shaken up after taking a fake from Eric Luckage. And Donnie Jones finished out the first half at fullback, but Freddie is back to start the second half. It is a gain of 3 yards. They'll be at the 34-yard line. 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. Fitch 7, Boardman nothing. Long count again from Eric Luckage. Handoff goes to Leo Hawkins around to the left. Hawkins is across the 35-yard line. He will be up to about the 36 or 37, and that will leave the Falcons third and a long 5 yards to go to pick up the first down. Gain of 2 on the play.
And what we've got to try to do there, guys, is, you know, the first play that we did run there is establish that inside game with, you know, our fullback. If we can pick up some yardage in there and kind of neutralize Matisik and those 2 inside linebackers, and of course Leo with that off-tackle play is going to be more successful.
3rd and 5 at the Fitch 37-yard line. Luckage rolling out. Looks like he wants to keep. He's hit from behind by number 72. That's Ed Stackpole, and Stackpole stops Luckage before he is able to come up with first down yardage. They'll be 2 yards short, and the Falcons will have to punt.
And what Boardman has done up to this point, Randy, is, you know, they've done a good job of containing, you know, our passing game. You know, Luckage has not had that much room to work out there. He makes that inside fake, you know, fake or two to the running backs, and then, of course, somebody's looking him right in the face.
Luckage is back in punt formation. Line of scrimmage is the Fitch 39-yard line. The kick is taken at the 26-yard line. It was a fair catch by Jeff Austin, and the Spartans will start at their own 26. 35-yard punt by Eric Luckage. Isn't that what you were trying to tell me, Ken?
Yes, I was going to say that, Randy.
First and 10 Boardman at their own 26-yard line. Brad Behringer in the ballgame again at quarterback. He will have Marucci at his wingback, Austin is tailback, and Marty Matisic is the fullback. Handoff goes to number 42, Kevin Nashbar. Nashbar in the ballgame, and he gains about a yard on the play. Cooper made the play for the Falcons. Dave Cooper is a 6-foot, 193-pound junior who's done a real good job for the Falcons on the line at defensive tackle. The other defensive tackle is number 75. That's Bill Rowland. Rowland, 6'2", 235 senior. The noseman is number 25, Bill Davis, 5'6", 170-pound junior. Handoff coming wide, and it goes to 41. 41 is hit by Dan Sorrego. Sorrego stops Jason Marucci out of the wingback spot. Marucci gets good yardage. He is out to the 33-yard line, across the 33 of the Boardman Spartans. And it will be third and relatively short, 3rd and 3, the ball at the Boardman, right across the Boardman 33-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. 3rd and 3, Spartans. Handoff inside, and it will be a first down. Nashbar carries it out across the 40-yard line, and John, again, we saw that quick hitter get good yardage for the Spartans inside.
A little quick trap up in there, I think, Randy, and of course, that play has been effective for him in 2 or 3 different situations now. And we really defensively haven't done a bad job up to this point. One thing we haven't done is given them the big play, other than that, the first play of the ball game.
The first play of the game, the Spartans came out throwing, gained 34, but 2 plays later they turned it over. The first interception that Brad Behringer suffered tonight. First and 10 Boardman at their own 43. The gain was 10 on the last play. Behringer rolling. He's got room to the outside. He gets by the first Falcon defender, and he's finally driven out of bounds after a gain of about 5 yards. Dan Sorrego, Donnie Jones, and Chris Burneye there to make the play for the Falcons. And the officials are talking, and it is holding against the Falcons. Defensive holding is a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down, I believe.
This is a call that always puzzles me and probably a lot of other people, Randy, is why, somebody would want to hold defensively. And, for the official to call this...
I guess in high school it's a little different. They're marking off 10 yards from after the game. They tack that penalty on. So the game goes all the way down inside the 42 of the Fitch Falcons, and the Spartans started out their own 30-yard line, I believe, and they have driven down to the 41-yard line of the Fitch Falcons. Under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Fitch up 7-0, but the Spartans again with a drive going. Handoff again goes to number 41. This time he's stopped after a very little game. Marucci, the wingback, is stopped by Bill Davis, the noseman for the Falcons.
And we got some penetration.
Cooper and Burneye also there, and those guys did a good job coming up and stopping that play.
Yeah, we got penetration that time, Randy. That 2 or 3 plays back, if you remember, they ran a similar play, or maybe even the same play, and our linebackers kind of strung along with things there, but there they found some seams or gaps there, and they took them, and of course stopped that play for no gain or loss.
Loss of about a yard on the play. It's 2nd and 11 for Boardman. The ball at the Fitch 42-yard line. Behringer dropping back to pass on 2nd down. A little bit of pressure from Rowland. There's holding, but it's not called. He gets away, and he delivers the pass, and it's short. The pass was intended to Jeff Austin. A Falcon lineman was tackled in the Boardman backfield, but apparently, I guess if you don't see it, you don't call it.
I'd like to say something about that, Randy, but I better not.
I'm keeping quiet here, Randy, because those guys with those funny little shirts on have never been,
Well, it was 3rd down and 11 at the 42. The incomplete pass nets a gain of a yard. They've spotted the ball back at the 41, so Boardman gains a yard on the incomplete pass. Not bad if you can get away with it. Behringer hands off on a reverse Jeff Austin, and Austin is touched by Donnie Jones and knocks him off balance. Chris Burneye finally brings him down at about the 40-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 39-yard line.
Boardman will have 4th and long to go. They bring in their punter, Todd Jones. And the Falcon coaches are concerned about a fake, but Jones kicks it, and it's going to be a high floating kick. Is it going to kick into the end zone? It's up in the air. It's knocked back. It's going to be a touchback. That ball just barely went into the end zone. The Spartan went up to try and knock it back onto the field, but he couldn't quite pull it off. So the 39-yard punt will come back out to the 20, where the Falcons will take over 1st and 10.
Jones has an educated foot. We knew he was an excellent punter. He's averaging around 42 yards a punt, but we didn't know that he has that touch to make the ball bounce backwards.
The punt gives the ball to the Falcons at the 20-yard line. They have to get some offense going here. They could not get a first down in their first offensive series here in the second half. Handoff goes to Leo Hawkins. He's bringing it around to the right. He's out across the 25, out to the 30, and it should be close to a Falcon first down.
This is the play that got us out of trouble there in the first quarter, Randy. We went unbalanced or end over and ran sweep this side, and we had what some coaches might call the count. We had more people than they did and executed that play quite well.
The Spartans look as if their means of making an adjustment during halftime was when we slide over, they slide everyone over a man, both on the line and both as a linebackers. But that time it didn't work because Leo picked up a nice game.
Leo gets 11 on the play. It's 1st and 10 for the Falcons. They'll call it the 30, but it's low across that. Freddie Smith takes the handoff inside. The dive play gets about 2 yards on the play. Number 36, which is Tony Vietz, the inside linebacker for the Spartans, leads the tackling on the play. Gain of about 2, maybe 3 yards on the play for the Falcons. It will be 2nd and a long 7, maybe 8 to go at their own 33-yard line. Less than 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Falcons still lead 7-0.
And we have a little more breathing room now, too. Just that 1st and 10 now gives us a little better field position, and we can do maybe some things that we couldn't do from the 20-yard line.
Luckage fakes the handoff to Hawkins. He's looking to throw. He's got a smile. Ball's complete out across the 50. Nice throw by Eric Luckage. He really drilled that ball into Rich Morrow.
That time he set himself and he fired that ball. A perfect pass right to Rich Morrow, and Rich Morrow taking the ball and driving. He almost lost his head.
And again, there I think Todd Boardman a little bit flat-footed because he didn't get the kind of pressure. The play action, of course, held people inside, and the end didn't come across as hard that time, and Eric had some time to throw the ball.
That's Morrow's 2nd catch of the night, one from Brad Behringer, and now one from Eric Luckage. Well, you know what I mean.
It must be an equipment failure there somehow. While we have a time, I'm going to mention something about what went on at Fitch High School. We had our United Way campaign over the last 3 days, and there's always a contest at this game with the team or the school that gathers the most money. Unfortunately, we had a very successful campaign, but the Boardman Spartans aren't going to do theirs until October 6th, so we can't announce our totals, and we feel that we're in a good position. But
well, that's okay. I think I'll declare you winner by default. Hawkins evades a man in the backfield, but he's still in big trouble. Well, Hawkins got by one man in the backfield, but the pursuit of the Spartans was just too good. Number 28, Dave Gruber, made the stop finally for the Spartans. There's a loss on the play all the way back to the Boardman 48, close to the 49-yard line. That will make it 2nd and 13 for the Falcons. And, you know, you talked before about we got some good penetration. That time the Spartans got excellent penetration and stopped that play before it could even get started.
Yeah, there was a missed assignment there, Randy, and maybe you might let the cat out of the bag, but I think we've been working on a halfback pass here off of that, so something to look forward to here in the next few minutes, maybe.
Luckage firing. There's a penalty flag down. The pass was intended tomorrow. It's incomplete, and that penalty is usually in the neighborhood of holding, and that's probably, that's what it's going to be, holding against us. That's sort of fascinating to see that flag fly after the Fitch defender was tackled on Boardman's last offensive series, but that's the way it goes. You call the ones you see, right, Ken?
It was a different official that time that saw this.
Well, that penalty is going to cost us, and they'll mark this off from the 48. It's going to go back into Fitch territory. It should be about the 42, 43-yard line, and it's going to be 2nd and a country mile like we had in the first half.
The Falcons picked up a first down. They had it in Spartan territory at about the 46-yard line, and in 2 plays since then, we have marched steadily backwards.
We mark it at 10 yards. We had the midfielder better, and now all of a sudden, we're on a real bind, really.
Second and 23, 4:12 left in the quarter. Handoff goes inside to Real Hawkins. Hawkins jumps over me and fumbles, and it's Boardman's ball.
And that's something, again, we pointed out in the first 2 or 3 ball games, Randy. That's going to cause. Leo has gotten into a bad habit of jumping in the air, and that's usually a no-no.
The ball goes to Boardman. It's right at the 50-yard line. Leo had a gain of about 8 yards, but he was hit, and the ball fell. And where in the first half, the Boardman Spartans got good bounces coming back to them when they fumbled. This time they got another one because the ball bounced right into the hands of a Boardman Spartan. And now the Fitch defense in the sudden turnover situation has to get tough. First and 10, Boardman at the 50-yard line. Behringer straight back to pass on first down. He's under pressure and all kinds of... The Fitch defensive line was cut down at the line of scrimmage. Everybody suddenly went to the ground. Behringer scrambled and he picks up a first down. Strollo finally made the stop for the Falcons, and the momentum has definitely shifted towards the Boardman Spartans. It is first and 10 now. Boardman at the 39-yard line of the Falcons following the turnover. The Spartans trail 7-0, but handoff inside, good yardage. Nashbar takes it down inside the Fitch 35. And John, the Falcons really have to stop this charge by the Spartans. They're fired up right now.
Yeah, again, it's got to be done in the pitch, Ronnie. This is what we haven't done a real good job of, only maybe on 1 or 2 occasions, is putting pressure on the quarterback. We gave Behringer, again, way too much time back there to throw the football. And of course, all that time left the defense, especially the secondary linebackers get deep, and when he did decide to run with the ball, he was able to pick up probably 10, 12 yards before he even came to our first defender.
There's an injured Falcon down on the field, and they're taking a look at Chris Burneye, the inside linebacker, and the Falcons can ill afford to lose the services of Chris Burneye. He's walking off the field under his own steam. I think during the timeout, Coach Hartman took the opportunity to talk about the calling of holding penalties and how it's been applied in this game. And, of course, you have to see if it has any impact. So far, it hasn't been working out too well. It is 2nd and 5 for the Spartans. The ball is at the Fitch 34-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Behringer to pass. Firing the screen pass to Austin. Austin's got it, and he's cut down, but he's inside the 30-yard line, and that should be close to a Spartan first down. Don Hauser in the ball game to replace Chris Burneye, the inside linebacker. Hauser is a sophomore in there playing, number 80. And the Spartans they'll measure to see if they did come up with first down. We can't tell. Oh, they have an injured player on the field. Can't see who it is at this point, but Boardman this time has someone down, and I think they're going to measure. Even if the Spartans didn't pick up the first down here, we've seen them go for it on 4th down before, and they would have a matter of inches to go. We're definitely in 4-down territory.
By the looks of it, Randy, I think they've probably picked it up by maybe a slight margin here, but we'll have to wait and see.
It's up to the Fitch defense to try and slow down the Boardman Spartans. They took the turnover at the 50-yard line, and they have driven down inside the Fitch 30-yard line.
And what we may have to do here defensively, Randy, that we haven't done here the last few plays here, especially within the last quarter or so, is maybe gamble a little bit and start bringing a bunch of people. Maybe run some deals with the linebackers, trying to put a little bit more pressure on the quarterback.
The Spartans are about 3 inches short of the first down. It will be 3rd and about a foot to go, probably less than that, 3rd and a matter of inches. The last time we saw the Spartans in this situation, they were successful when they ran a quarterback sneak. Of course, we saw them twice on 3rd and short have problems with trying to run the quick count, and they pushed themselves back with penalties. And another one of those will be just what the doctor ordered right here. It is 3rd and less than 1 to go for the Boardman Spartans. 2:45 left to go in the third quarter. 7-0 Fitch, Boardman threatening. And look for, again, probably maybe a quarterback sneak, Randy. The Spartans have gone on a quick count on this situation before. The clock starts. Behringer moves up under center, and again, quick count, and he's got the first down. Behringer on the quarterback sneak gets the yardage more than he needed. He only needed a few inches, and he got about 2 yards on the play. So it is now 1st and 10 Boardman. The ball is at the Fitch 28-yard line. We're 2:30 to go in the third quarter. Falcons up 7-0. Again, the Falcons will be put to the test here defensively, Randy. We've got to stiffen up, especially inside here. Handoff goes to Austin. He has trouble handling it, and the timing messes up the play, and he will be thrown for no gain or maybe a loss on the play. Coming up quickly for the Falcons was Bill Davis, the nose man. Number 75, Bill Rowe on the tackle also there. Chris Bernai, the linebacker, is back in the game for Fitch.
That's something that we needed. The Falcons looked just a little flat there. They needed something happening. No matter what we think about the officiating or whatever happens, they have to stop the Spartans right now. And they look like they woke up a little bit on that play.
Loss of a yard on the play. 2nd and 11, Boardman. Behringer's pass is on the ground. It's incomplete. The back official is going to wave it on.
The official did say it.
John Stinson. The official right next to the play apparently was screened, and he didn't make the call, but the back judge waved it off, and it will be 3rd and 11. The ball was definitely trapped. And it is 3rd and long for the Spartans. And here we have another very crucial play. And the Spartans want to think about this one. They take their first time out of the second half. Johnny, I hear you're in a situation where you probably expect the Spartans, you would think that they're going to throw, but Behringer is so dangerous when he starts scrambling around back there. What do you tell your defense to look for here?
Well, you're right, Red. It seems like an obvious passing situation, but, again, this is kind of a difficult situation against defensively because, you want them to come again hard, but yet again with a guy like, Behringer back there, you come when you're not under control, and again, you lose containment, and you give a guy like that the opportunity to get into the secondary, in some one-on-one situations, and, even though he doesn't have to, he can come up with still a big play.
We've also seen the Spartans try and throw the screen a few times. They haven't had a lot of success with it, but they've definitely tried to take advantage of the charge from the front people that the Falcons have rushing, and, of course, we'll certainly see how it works out, but this is an extremely important play for both squads.
I'm surprised, they really haven't hurt us actually throwing the ball around. I think the plays that have hurt us are the broken plays, where Behringer has run with the football. I expected to come out here tonight and see them throwing, some hooks and curls and slants or whatever and completing some passes, but they haven't really done too much of that. They haven't been too successful with that.
It is 3rd down 11 for Boardman. Behringer straight drop back. He is looking for a receiver. He's throwing deep into the end zone. It's intercepted. Rich Morrow again. I'll tell you what, one of these days, the opposition to the Austintown Fitch Falcons are going to decide, let's not throw anywhere in the direction of Rich Morrow. That is his 5th interception of the season, and every one of those have been key interceptions stopping drives of other teams.
And the only thing, Randy, here, I was hoping or wishing to myself that, he'd have been 2 yards further downfield, because I'm confused with the
That scared me a little bit too,
because I thought he was on like the 2-yard line, which, would have put us in a real predicament, even though, we do prevent a touchdown.
Well, the only thing you can try and do, and I'm sure the players will look for those orange cones because the markings for soccer do confuse things, but the Falcons take over at their own 20, stopping the Boardman drive with another turnover. Luckage, the quarterback, and he hands off inside to Frank Smith, and Smith gets pretty good yardage. He will be out close to the 25-yard line. Good gain on 1st down.
And Mr. Morrow has been a lifesaver. And of course, this is what you want, out of your, safeties, is to sit back there and play center field and read the football. He's done an excellent job. He's been in the right place at the right time now, especially the last 2 weeks.
Total concentration. He watched that ball leave the hand, and he just kept moving. You know he was going to do something with it.
Second down and 5 for the Falcons. Ball at their 25. We're under a minute to go in the third quarter. An outstanding football game. The Falcons lead at 7-0 here at Spartan Stadium. Handoff goes to Hawkins. Hawkins cuts it back up over the middle. He will gain about 3 yards on the play. It will be third and a short 2 or 3 to go for the Falcons. Leo tried to cut it up the middle, but the inside pursuit of the Spartan linebackers stopped him. Number 33, Marty Madison, coming from his nose guard position, brought Leo down from behind.
The Spartans are really, they've kind of done a better job here in the third quarter, especially, Randy, of shutting down our running game. We were getting some seams earlier, but they've kind of stiffened up a little bit here.
Third and 2 for the Falcons. They need a first down here. Long count by Luckage. Hawkins once again the ball carrier. He is out close to the 35. And he should have enough yardage for the first down. Pushback.
They're marking it, Randy, about a foot over the 30-yard line.
And the 30 is what he needed to get to, and it is first down, Fitch, just exactly what you said, Ken. He just got past the 30, and that will be the last play of the third quarter. The clock is running down. The Falcons won't get another playoff. That is the end of the third quarter. The score remains Austintown Fitch 7 and the Boardman Spartans nothing.
Is that Red Auerbach that just arrived in the booth, Randy? I mean, the victory cigar over here.
Yeah, Ken lit up, and I'll tell you what. You better hope.
We're just joking. Of course, now what we got to do is about 3 or 4 first and 10s here and get some decent. Even if we don't score here, as long as we can keep their offense bottled up and keep them back in their own territory. The defense has played pretty decent up to this point, and it's really the type of offense that both teams run consumes the clock quite quickly. And if we can just control things for a while here and put them in the hole, Randy, Ken, I think we'll be in pretty decent shape here.
The 10,000 people here are somewhat quiet. It keeps moving back and forth. The momentum goes from one team to the other, and no one can really get going. I know the 3 of us are sitting here with our stomachs going.
It's pretty tough to cheer real loud when you're holding your breath. And we have 12 minutes left to do just that. It is 7-0 going into the fourth quarter of play. First and 10, Fitch. The ball is at their own 30-yard line. A handoff comes inside to Smith. Smith is in a log jam. He gets nice second effort, and he pounds his way out to about the 35-yard line.
That was a beautiful fake by Eric Luckage. He's handing the ball off beautifully. He faked to Leo, and everyone started flowing with him, and then all of a sudden you see Freddie Smith with the ball. Unfortunately, Freddie got tied up in one of the blocks, or else that would have been a longer game.
Does that mean you followed Leo instead of Freddie there,
That's
Ken?
what happened.
Okay.
And we're doing a decent job, too, on first and 10, our first down plays, picking up some nice yardage here, which, puts a little more pressure on the defense.
Once again, 5 yards on that carry. Hand off to Rich Morrow, and Morrow this time on the wingback reverse is buried in the backfield, and there are about 11 Spartans that pile on. We've had great success with that play in the past, but Boardman was really ready that time.
Yeah, they're, probably at this point, too, playing more run than pass, Randy, and I think that's what happened. They're starting to come with a lot more people, and they got just too much penetration for a type of play like that to be successful.
There's a loss on the play, and it is back to the 33-yard line. Now the Falcons find themselves in a 3rd and 7 situation. Puts the pressure on the offense, trying to keep generating first downs to work on the clock. Luckage is going to drop back, looking to pass. He fires it out to Freddie Smith, and Smith fumbles. And they're going to call an incomplete pass. And that's a break. Freddie, it looked like it was sort of hard to tell whether he maintained possession or not. They call it an incomplete pass. It will be 4th and 7, and the Spartan defense does the job.
I'm going to have to say that field is wet, because when he planted his right foot to go downfield, it just slid right up, and dirt went flying up in the air.
And going back in history, Randy and Ken, this has always been a real slick field, a slippery, hard field, especially for the visiting teams to play on.
4th and 7, Luckage back to punt. Line of scrimmage is the 33. Spartans coming. The kick is another high floating kick. Austin takes it at his 30-yard line, and he's dropped right there. The first man down, number 80, Don Hauser, made the tackle, and there's a 37-yard punt and about a 2-yard return.
Good hang time on that. This time, the receiver should have called the fair catch, and he didn't. and Hauser did a beautiful job of coming down and making the tackle.
1st and 10 Boardman, 10:20 left to go in the football game. They're at their own 32-yard line. Berenger back to pass on 1st down. He's got a lot of time, and he finally dropped. The secondary did a tremendous job. All the Boardman receivers were covered. It gave him the line enough time to get in, and they sacked Berenger for a loss, and it will be back all the way to the 26-yard line, and that will be a loss of about 7 yards on the play. Great job by the secondary, John.
All right, great job. And what I think the coaching staff has decided to do is just rush the basic, 4 or 5 front people and keep a bunch of people back. And those people, our secondary and linebackers have just done an outstanding job tonight as far as pass coverage.
2nd and 17. Handoff inside, Nashbar. Nashbar is out to about the 30-yard line. He gains 4 on the play, but it will be 3rd and long for the Spartans. 3rd and about 12 or 13 yards to go.
Again, another crucial situation, because if we could hold them here, we're down to the 9-minute mark. We can get decent field position. Again, just all we got to do, is a couple first downs, and you're running that clock down.
The Falcons have not enjoyed good field position at all in this game. Their only score came on the 78-yard run by Leo Hawkins. But the Fitch defense has done the job. They've turned the Spartans away when they got close. Handoff comes inside, and he's drilled by Donnie Jones. Jones brings him down from behind. He'll be short of the first down. The Spartans tried to mix up the Fitch defense. Austin's gain was out to the 38, 39-yard line, and it will be 4th and long for the Spartans. And looking across the field at tonight's site, standing ovation for the Fitch defense. A short kick, but the Spartans make it a good roll. Mike Story takes it at his own 27-yard line, and he's taken out of bounds there.
On that last defensive play by Donnie Jones, for those of you who don't know, Donnie Jones is probably the strongest member of the Fitch football team. I'm talking about in the realm of weightlifting and so on. He grabbed that shirt, and that man must outweigh him by 60 pounds, and he drew him back just by the shirt.
Jones does an outstanding job. Both Fitch inside linebackers play great ball for the Falcons. Bernay and Jones, they did the job on that series. 1st and 10 Fitch. The ball at their own 29. 8:30 left to go in the football game. Handoff inside to Freddie Smith. Smith is hit by number 37. That's Scott Fenton. Fenton drops him after virtually no gain on the play. Good job by the Boardman defense there.
Right, and again, it's going to be difficult for us, man. It's obvious, what we've got to do. We've got to pick up a couple first downs, but Boardman's going to be playing the run here, and it's just going to be a real challenge to our offense now to move the ball.
We're down to the 8-minute mark. 2nd and 9 Fitch. Ball is at their own 31-yard line. Falcons holding on to a 7-0 lead. Luckage on the keep, cuts it back inside, and once again he's hit by Fenton, and Fenton stops him after a gain of, again, 1 yard. That play looked initially like Foyer had big yardage written all over it, but Luckage turned inside, and Fenton was waiting right there for him.
Yeah, again, just a little hesitation. The play developed well, but just as we've pointed out on several occasions when he's gone back to pass, it just seems like he's not real sure of where he's going and what he wants to do, and that cost us there, because that looked like a well-executed football play when it started.
7:20 left to go. 3rd and 7 for the Falcons. Ball at their own 33-yard line. First down here would really be sweet. Iacobucci is the split end. Hawkins is in the slot to the right. Morrow going in motion that direction. Luckage, handoff inside, but Smith is buried in the backfield. There'll be a loss on the play. Number 33, Marty Matisic, the noseman, wasn't fooled at all, and there's another loss on the play. And Boardman once again figures to get good field position.
Well, now again, the pressure's back. First of all, on our specialty teams, man, we've got to make sure we get the kickoff. And of course, Boardman's going to get some decent field position and again put a lot of pressure on the defense.
4th and 11 for the Falcons. Ball's at their own 29. The deep man for the Spartans, it is his own 35. That's Austin. Luckage back to punt. Boardman coming after the kick. He gets the kickoff. High floating kick. It hits at the 40 and takes a Boardman bounce, and the Falcons will have to down it. Eric McMahon at the Boardman 42, and the Spartans once again have good field position. 6:22 left to go in the football game.
Unfortunately, guys, 6:22 is not as long in a high school ball game as it is on the college level or professional level, but still,
No time for either team to let up. And
the Falcons have to stop the Spartans on this drive. There'll be very little time left. Hand off inside. Big yardage for the Spartans. They're all the way inside the 50. And the Spartans handing off to Nashbar. Once again, pick up great yardage, and they get a long gain on first down, and they're in Fitch territory. And again, they went on the quick count, and we weren't quite ready defensively. We had a few people that weren't even down in a set position, and this, I think, was the reason why they had so much success there. Second and about 3 yards to go. Ball right at the 50-yard line. Behringer hands off inside again, and Austin is the ball carrier. He will have the Boardman first down. He is dragged down by Donnie Jones, but not before he picks up the Boardman first down.
Once again, they're picking on the exact middle of the defensive line, and it's making it harder for our inside linebackers to get to him immediately.
Damian Billick checks into the ballgame at nose man in place of Bill Davis. 5:27 left to go. First and 10, Boardman. Fitch 45-yard line. Smith back to pass. He drops it off, and he's got his receiver, and it's complete at about the 40-yard line. Gain of 5. DJ Ogilvy on the reception. Again, we'll settle for that type of a football play, right? They're only getting 4 and 5 a crack, and really we're down to the 5-minute mark. What we need here right now, and I'm placing a lot of emphasis on turnover here. I'm thinking turnover, and hopefully maybe we can come up with a break. Hand off inside again. Nashbar. Nashbar will be down close. He'll be about 2 yards short of the first down. The Spartans just using their power to come right up the middle, and of course, with this at this point in the ball game, it's certainly 4-down territory, and they will have 2 downs to pick up just 2 yards to go. They're at the Fitch 37-yard line. The Spartans have been able to keep pretty good field position this entire half, and they are trying to cash in on it here at the end of the game. And of course, if they do score, there would be very little time left for Fitch to try and mount a comeback. Handoff goes to Nashbar again. Nashbar should have the first down.
The key now, Randy, is going to be stopping them on that first down. It's really tough to give up 7 yards on a first down play and then try to stop in 3 downs for 3 yards.
The last Spartan drive was stalled just because we were able to put them in a 3rd and long situation. And once again, that will be the task of the Fitch defense. First and 10, Boardman, Fitch, 35-yard line. 4 minutes left to go in the game. Behringer dropping back to pass on first down. He's looking, he's going to try and run. Dance right by the side, and he's dropped all the way back at the 49. Oh, wait a minute. Where are they going to mark it? I don't know, but I kind of think the officials
blow the whistle, but they're bringing the ball back almost 6 yards.
Well, it's still a sack, and that's still good, but he was dropped all the way back to the 48-49, and they spot the ball at the 43-44-yard line. There is such a thing as forward progress, but not when the offensive back is trying to elude a tackler, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to get away from the defensive man. Boardman got a break there. It's 2nd and 19. Behringer looking, he shuffle passes complete to Austin. Austin's got room. He's inside the 35. Big gain on the play for the Spartans. The shuffle pass that time to Austin gained about 10 yards on the play, and they'll mark it at the 32. It is going to be third down. We're inside the 3-minute mark. Third down at the Fitch 31-yard line. 6 yards to go. Big play for the Falcons. Cooper checking out. This is a critical play. 2:42 to go. Behringer back to pass. He fires it. Incomplete. Behringer was hit from behind trying to get rid of that ball. Ron Strollo made the play for the Falcons.
The beautiful part about that is that there was all kind of pressure, and that time, if they wouldn't have grabbed him, I think Strollo would have had an interception.
Right. And of course, this is a very key situation. 4th and 6, we're down to what, 2:35? And of course, this is the play of the game up to this point. 4th down, 6 yards to go. 2:35 left to go in the game. The Spartans have got to make this first down to keep their chances alive. Behringer to pass. Jeff Austin makes the reception, and the Spartans get a first down inside the Fitch 15-yard line. The Spartans converted when they had to. Behringer had time, and he got his man, and the Falcon defense is in big trouble right here.
And Rich Morrow do it again.
Well, I would imagine Boardman probably will try to take it in on the ground. They'll probably go with a few running plays before they throw. 2:18 left to go. First and 10 at the 14. Handoff inside Nashbar, down to the 10-yard line. Chris Bernheim made the stop, but not before the Spartans pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards on the play. They'll mark it just short of the 10-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play. 2nd and 6 Spartans. Less than 2 minutes to go. 1:45 to go. 2nd and 6 Boardman at the Fitch 10. They can get a first down. Behringer rolling. He's inside the 10.
Those lines are really confusing out there because of the soccer markings.
Timeout called. Boardman takes, I believe, their second timeout. They will have 1 remaining. I think probably we're going to see the same type of play, guys, because, you know, again, Behringer, they're going to give him the opportunity to either throw the ball or run with it. And right now, probably he might be their most effective runner on the field. So look for them maybe to come wide to the right here with some kind of a sprint out action. They mark it at about the 8-yard line. It will be 3rd, and they're going to call it 5. It's probably closer to around between 4 and 5 yards to go. The ball is close to the 8-yard line of Fitch. 1:21 left to go in the game. And a couple things to consider here. There is a tiebreaker system in high school football. If the Spartans should score the touchdown and elect to go for the point, we would go into overtime if the game ends up in a tie. But then, of course, you have the chance that the Spartans would go for a win in regulation. And all that is, of course, predicated on them scoring, and that is exactly what the Fitch defense is going to try and stop. The Spartans need 5 yards to pick up a first down. They need 8 or 9 to get the touchdown. And of course, we got to come up defensively with 2 good football plays here. And that's, I know, a lot to ask, but the Spartans came through the last time. They had 4th down and 6 or 7 to go. They got the first down, and here we go. They haven't had a turnover in a while either, I don't think. 3rd and 5. Behringer rolling to the right. A pass is complete. Number 21, Mike Starry, makes the stop. But it's going to be 4th down. About 2 yards to go for a Boardman first down. We have 1 minute and 2 seconds to go. 4th and 2. And again, I'm glad I'm not the guy in the press box or down the sideline that has to make the call here, guys. This is a tough situation.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. They're taking their second time.
That's their final timeout, I believe, of the second half. So it boils down to us stopping them here, Randy, and with them not having any timeouts, just, you know, falling on the football. And of course now, even if they do pick up the first down, and it's only a matter of maybe a 2-yard gain.
On the sideline.
Again, with them not having a timeout, 51 seconds goes quite fast again, as we said in a high school game. Well, I do believe that the Spartans have no timeouts left. If they get the first down and don't pick up the touchdown, that will certainly limit what they can do as far as stopping the clock. It is 3rd. It's 4th down. The scoreboard has 3rd, but it's 4th down and 2. The ball is at the 6-yard line. They have to get to the 4 for the first down. And this puts a lot of pressure defensively on you because now, of course, you know, I would much rather see it about 4th and 5 or 6. You know, short yardage situations makes you gang up on the inside. You still have to respect that run, and that kind of gives Mr. Behringer a little bit more working room outside, Randy, which kind of scares me a little bit. Yeah, there's always the danger. You try and stop the first down, you might give up the TD. 51 seconds to go. 4th and 2. Handoff goes to 41, and he's not going to make it. He did not get it. The Falcons stop. Number 41, Jason Marucci was the ball carrier. The Falcons are jumping around. We'll have to see where they spot it, but it looks like the Falcons held. Well, we're going to see where they mark it at here before we prematurely. There's an official timeout. They will bring the chains out, but it didn't look like they made it. Well, it could be short by about a half of football, guys, from where I see it here, the way the ball is marked.
Let's hold our breaths, fellas.
This is the measurement for the game, probably. They're measuring. The Falcons are touchdown Fitch. All the Falcons have to do is fall on the football, and this ball game should be theirs. The Falcon defense had to stop them. 4th and 2. It is 1st and 10 Fitch. The ball is at the 5-yard line. 47 seconds between the biggest win of the season for the Fitch Falcons. Of course, I think most people, Randy, are probably thinking this is just a matter of, time here. We, just fall on the ball twice and the ball game's over. But still, things can happen. 33 seconds to go.
Clock is running.
Quarterback sneak. Luckage just moving up the middle. Boardman does not have any timeouts left. Now they may have another. The clock is running. The Falcons don't have to run another play. The Falcon coach is headed down, which will be an incredible celebration on the sidelines. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The game is over. The final score is Austintown Fitch 7 and the Boardman Spartans nothing. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. This was not a place for the faint of heart.
What was that, Randy?
I'm still holding my breath. In the first half, we got the big excitement with the 78-yard run from Leo Hawkins to give the Falcons their score. In the second half, it all came down to 4th and 2 at the Fitch 6-yard line. The defense held, and it's just an incredible victory for
Does
Fitch.
anyone know who made that stop?
I don't care.
It looked like a joint effort with 3 of our defenders, but I'd really like to know who did that.
I'll tell you one thing, there weren't a lot of long passes completed. There was one long run made, but this here probably has to be one of the most exciting, thrilling football games we've seen in a while. The ball changed hands quite often. There were there's some decent football plays, but just from an excitement standpoint, Randy, I'm just still on pins and needles here. Well, I'll tell you what, the Spartans kept Fitch bottled up the entire second half. Fitch didn't have good field position. Boardman enjoyed pretty good field position the whole half. The Spartans were turned away once by another exciting interception by Rich Morrow, and then the great goal line stand at the end of the game, and it all adds up to one of the most exciting Fitch wins in a long time. It moves the Falcons' record to 4-0. The Spartans dropped to 3-1, and you couldn't ask for more out of a high school football game. What did I say here a few weeks ago, Randy? This was a year when nobody expected us to do that well, and I tell you, the kids are really rising to the occasion. They're meeting the challenge, and I think they're going to prove a lot of people wrong, and I think a lot of people are really going to be surprised when this season's over. These kids are doing one heck of a job. Tremendous ovation from the Fitch fans, and that ovation is for the Fitch players and for the Fitch coaching staff, who certainly did the job preparing for the Boardman Spartans. Early in the season, the Ohio High School Athletic Association magazine said, the Steel Valley Conference was one of the smallest now, but one of the toughest conferences in the state of Ohio, and the conference championship would be decided when Boardman played Cardinal Mooney, and the Fitch Falcons have just thrown a monkey wrench into that. And it's real exciting for the Fitch players. They deserve tremendous credit coming in here, shutting out the Boardman Spartans, getting the score when they had the chance, and just a tremendous night for Austintown Fitch fans.
The 10,000 people are going home after seeing one of the finest football games in this area in a long time. I'm sure they're going to enjoy themselves, and our trip home is going to be much more enjoyable.
Something we probably should mention, too, that I really enjoyed, and I'm sure the crowd did, was a halftime entertainment that we've seen. Both bands were just excellent, and you just can't beat coming out on a Friday night and seeing this kind of a football game. And that kind of a halftime show, and it's really a nice way to get your weekend started.
Next week, the Austintown Fitch Falcons will play host to Cleveland Glenville at Falcon Stadium. They will be going after win number 5. And we certainly hope to see the stands full at home as the Falcons keep rolling on, trying for number 5. And, of course, they have the Massillon Tigers a week after that.
We'd like to thank the Falcon administration and the Falcon administration for permission to tape this game this evening. This game and all our Fitch High football games are televised on the Austintown Community Channel, Armstrong Premium 1, Channel 8.
Who was that, Massillon who?
Somebody. I think it was that team that's ranked 6th in the nation.
Really?
Yeah, I think that was it. Incidentally, Fitch fans, you can count on in the one wire service poll, the Fitch Falcons, the rest of their schedule, they only have the number 1 ranked team in the state, Canton McKinley, the number 3 ranked team in the state, the Massillon Tigers, and the number 2 ranked team in the state in Division AA, Cardinal Mooney, so there's plenty of exciting football left. The final score, once again, from Spartan Stadium was Austintown Fitch 7 and the Boardman Spartans 0.